I'm Soph, and welcome to another episode of This Food in History. This month, we are looking at a simple food with many names and different associations and variations. Empanadas. At work, one of my coworkers returned from Jamaica, and one of my top questions, as he's also a foodie like me and an excellent baker, is if he had tried something that is also my dad's favorite treat, beef patties. He didn't, but we joked about how it's basically just spicy empanada, and had a moment together about how many countries seem to have their own versions of empanadas, often with different names and same concept. Now, here we are looking at the history of empanadas. So, empanada comes from the verb empanar, which is a very specific verb that means to wrap or coat in bread, according to almost all of my sites, but means to tarnish, according to Google Translate. But when I just Google it, which is perfect since an empanada is made from folding meat, veggies, cheese, apples, and more in dough or bread. So, who had it first? The earliest known records I was able to find while looking came out of Persia in 100 BC. We have multiple names already coming out at this time as making pastry expanded across the regions as Alexander the Great was gathering up property across Asia Minor and Northern Africa. They included sviha, fataya, samosas, and piroshki. Sifa is an open-faced meat pie and is similar to pizza with a minced meat topping. They come from Levant. Levant is a historical region in the Eastern Mediterranean involving the modern-day countries of Lebanon, Syria, Israel, Jordan, Iraq, and Kuwait. Fataya comes from the same regions and is usually stuffed with spinach cheeses, not meats like sifa. Samosas are out of South Asia from India and Middle Eastern area and is a savory pastry that is enclosed. Piroshki is an odd man out with a more European origin stuffed bun. So how did we get from these empanadas being so Spanish or Latin in today's societies? Starting in 711 AD, we have Moors, Muslims, invading Spain and ruling there for about 800 years. They brought these pastries with them, and so by 1520, we see a cookbook published in Catalan with seafood-based empanadas. Galicia, Spain, and Portugal and medieval Iberia are now making something inspired by French, Arabian, Catalan, and Italian pastries and was initially made as one big pie that would be cut into individual servings. Chicken and tuna were the most popular flavors. Next, we see Spanish colonists bringing them with them to Latin America and the Philippines. They shared the empanada recipe with the Aztecs and Mayan, and as the recipes and food spreads, we see regional variations that explode all over South America and the Philippines based on available ingredients and produce. The biggest, most consistent change that developed was the change of the sliced pie version to individual hand pies, and seems to be favored as it has survived all the hundreds of years. In Argentina, it was known as a working man's meal because empanadas studded to the brim with personal choices and flavor were basically a full meal that was easy to carry to work. In Belize, empanadas are known as panades. They're made with corn dough called masa and typically stuffed with fish, chicken, or beans. They're usually deep fried and served with cabbage or salsa topping. In Brazil, an empanada is called a pastel and consists of half-circle or rectangular-shaped thin crust pies with assorted fillings, fried in vegetable oil. The result is a crispy, brownish fried pie. The most common fillings are round meat, mozzarella, catupiry, heart of palm, codfish, cream cheese, chicken, and small shrimp. Pastéis with sweet fillings such as guava paste with Minas cheese, banana, and chocolate also exist. Empanadas are a staple part of Chilean culture, commonly consumed in large quantities during the country's National Day celebrations. Many Chileans consider this to be their most representative dish. The most representative variety being the oven-baked empanada de pino, which is filled with ground beef, minced onion, half or a quarter of a hard-boiled egg, and a single unpitted black olive. El Salvador is one of the few countries where the empanada is made with plantain rather than a flour-based dough wrapping. A popular sweet variation, empanadas de plantano, are torpedo-shaped dumplings with dough made from ripe plantains filled with vanilla custard, fried, and rolled in sugar. In Indonesia, empanadas are known as panada. They're especially popular in Manado cuisine of North Sulawesi, where their panada has a thick crust made from fried bread filled with spicy cakalang fish, and chili, curry, potatoes, or quail eggs. The empanada in North Sulawesi was derived from Portuguese influence in the region. The dish is similar to caripap and pastel, although they have a thinner crust compared to panada. Filipino empanadas usually contain ground beef, pork or chicken, potatoes, chopped onions, and raisins, somewhat similar to the Cuban picadillo, and a somewhat sweet wheat-flavored bread. There are two kinds available, the baked sort and the flaky fried type. To lower cost, potatoes are often added as an extender, while another filling is Cites. Dessert variations of empanadas also exist, notably empanaditas, which commonly have a filling of latik, which is coconut caramel, honey, and onions, or peanut butter. Kapampangan versions of empanaditas have a yerma custard and cashew nut filling. In Cebu, sinublin empanada is a deep-fried empanada with buqueo, sweetened coconut meat filling. For Colombia, one of the most popular dishes is cornflower empanadas. They can be filled with either meat and vegetables, and they're always delicious. Ground beef, onions, potato. There are many more variations in so many parts of the world today, including Italian calzones, Jamaican beef patties, British pasties, Scottish varieties, and even older Chinese dumplings and gyoza that spread from Cantonese immigrants into America. Whatever you call them, empanadas, patties, pasties, dumplings, meat pies, panadas, you can find this treat all over the world with many varieties and tastes to enjoy. We even have a National Empanada Day on April 8th that much of the world recognizes. I'll leave you on this one fact that Cubans eat more empanadas than any other nation according to stats and consume them at any mealtime. This has been This Food in History. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of these, and hit that bell to catch my sporadic video drops and cooking shorts. Thank you!